Hello and welcome to another video. Like really paranoid filming outside because I keep seeing people out here, so that's why I'm quiet. Also sorry for the background noise. Anyways, as you can see, it's very foggy day and I just got all these like spooky vibes. I've had this video idea for a while and so I thought it's perfect timing to do it today because it's so spooky. So today's video, I'm going to be trying to scare myself, which is a little bit weird, but I'm here for it. I've never been scared reading a book before, and I kind of feel like I'm missing out because like I've been scared watching movies and stuff, and I've been scared hearing scary stories, like when I was a kid hearing scary stories, but I've never actually been scared reading a book before, and I kind of really want that. Okay, that's actually a lie. Like I have been scared reading a book before, but it was like not even a scary book, and it's actually kind of embarrassing that this scared me. So I was like, I don't know, 16 maybe, and I was reading the Marked series by PC Cast. This might be like a little bit spoilery. So this is a series about vampires, except it's like a little bit twisted. So you get chosen to become a vampire, and if you survive through the change, you become a vampire. But if you don't survive through the change, you die. And everybody knows when the change is gonna happen, but it's kind of common knowledge. You don't survive, or you don't make it through the change, you die. There's this one part where the main character is like outside, and there's like her best friend just died because she didn't make it through the change, and then she sees her best friend there and she's like really scary, and she just kind of like runs at her, and I was so scared. It's like embarrassing, but I was scared about that. I don't know, I was. Anyways, so the point of this video is to be scared reading books, and I picked two I think are good contenders to scare me. So the first one is Summoning Mary by Hilary Monahan. This is a YA book about Bloody Mary. I don't really know too much about it, so I'll just read like the little blurb real quick. There's a right way and a wrong way to summon her. Jess has done the research. Success requires precision. A dark room, a mirror, a candle, salt, and 4 teenage girls. Each of them, Jess, Shauna, Kitty, and Anna, must link hands, follow the rules, and never let go. So there's more, but like, that was enough to get me. So Bloody Mary is one of those things that like scared me a lot when I was a kid. Like all the other kids in daycare would like tell me about it when I was way too young, and then I would go to bed scared. Also, when I used to be scared of like TV shows and movies and stuff, I was watching Supernatural, and like in like the first season, there's a Bloody Mary episode and they have to like track her down and stuff, and I was honestly so scared. I was like watching this in the Yukon computer lab because that's the best place to be watching Supernatural, but I was, and I was scared. So I'm gonna read this. It's not very long. Yeah, it's like not even 250 pages. I wanted to just like start reading Mary, just like read the first chapter of it and kind of get like a gist of what this book is going to be, like the vibes of it. Bruh, I read one chapter, 8 pages, and I've already succeeded. I'm scared. Like I've already scared myself. So usually when I take a shower in this low light like this, and now I'm too scared to do that. Like I'm too scared to look in the mirror. Bruh, I read 8 pages, and I'm already too scared. Like if I wanted to, I could end the video here because I've succeeded. I've scared myself. I'm not going to. I'm gonna keep reading the whole book. Oh my god, like I'm scared to take my glasses off to take a shower. Like why have I done this? At this point, I'm gonna take a shower with my glasses on, and I'm gonna blast Taylor Swift, and I'm going to be happy and not think about how I'm scared. If I'm this scared after 8 pages, how am I gonna do after like 100? Yikes. Okay, so yes, I'm a mess, but we've talked about this. This is how I look on the days where I'm not planning on filming. So anyways, here I was reading Mary, and I decided to take a quick little TikTok break, and look what pops up on my TikTok. It's this like really spooky dancing video, and yeah, no, it's scary, and now I'm scared, and yeah. But in all honesty, she did do like a really great job. Also, I feel like I haven't actually talked about this book at all except for saying that like I'm scared. And it really was just the first chapter. So the first chapter is the introduction, like that's the summoning of Mary, and it's like really super scary. But honestly, like objectively, I don't think it's that scary. I think it's just all of the imagination I'm using to make it scarier, plus all of the childhood trauma that I'm using to make it scarier. Outside of the summoning, it's kind of like a typical YA book. To be fair, I didn't really make it that far into it. I'm on page like 50. I don't know. So far, I'm really enjoying it. It's a good scary, not a I hate this and I have to sleep with the lights on scary. I finished the book. I have a lot to say about this, and I loved it so much. Before I get into an explanation of this, I just want to say, originally this video was going to be 2 books long, but I decided to make it a part 1 and a part 2 so that I could post videos a little bit more frequently. I cut out the parts that had a second book attached to it, and I'm making out a completely second video of this. So there will be a part 2 for this video coming out soon. Back to Mary. I loved it so much. I gave it 5 stars. I loved it so much. When I first started reading this, I didn't really know what it was about, so I didn't really have a summary to give to you. So this book is about this 4 group of girls where one of them is suddenly weirdly obsessed with Bloody Mary, and she finds the correct way to summon her. They do the ritual, they summon her, everything is fine. The girls are scared because it actually worked. One of the girls got really scared, so they ended up dismissing her, and then like they were fine and everything. But the one that was like super obsessed with it wanted to summon her again because she wanted to be able to talk to her. And so they summon her again, but this time the super obsessed one ends up messing with the ritual. So, you know, nothing good is going to come of that. Mary gets out of the mirror and she ends up marking the main character, Shauna. And now they can't dismiss her. Now Shauna is being haunted by Mary, and she can see her in mirrors, picture frames, doorknobs, literally anything that's reflective, she can see Mary in. So there's a couple different components I want to talk about for this book. So was the scare factor there? Yes. If you are faint of heart, or if Casper the Ghost scares you, this is probably not for you. If you like watching zombie movies, if The Walking Dead is your jam, like you wake up in the morning and throw on The Walking Dead to get ready for the day, this is for you. It's a little bit less scary, ghosty, and a little bit more gross, decrepit in some of like the descriptions of Mary, which I thought were really cool. Like I love this stuff, and it's one of those things where it's kind of weird to just throw into the world. Like, yes, I love gross, decrepit zombies and scary ghost legends. Like, I love it. I'm sorry if that makes me weird. Also, sorry for the shaky camera. We're still dealing with a broken tripod. I think I want to read one of these descriptions to you because I thought it was so good. Okay, so here's like a quick little description of Mary. It's not the whole thing, and it's from the beginning, so it's not really like a spoiler. If you don't want to hear it, skip ahead like probably like 20 seconds. You should be fine. So here we go. There was a hiss as her tongue lolled out. It was pasty and white, covered in film and wiggling around like a worm. She raked it over the glass with an awful groan. Her lips were so receded that her teeth clicked against the mirror, the pointy stubs black and yellow with decay. So there's descriptions like that all over the book, and that wasn't even the worst description. Like there's worse. So yes, the scare factor is there. Was I scared? In the beginning, I was. If you remember in the beginning of this video, the first 8 pages, that's the first chapter, the first time they summoned Mary was scary. Like, I wasn't really expecting this to happen. It's weird to say I wasn't expecting that to happen because this book is about summoning Mary. So, like, of course they're going to summon her. I just didn't think it was going to happen in the first chapter. I thought I would have some time to ease into it, kind of like with scary movies where they give you that false sense of security in the beginning of the movie. Like, I was expecting that, and they didn't get it. But yeah, I was scared for the first 8 pages. However, I was very quickly desensitized to the scare factor. I think that's just a personal thing. I think there's going to be a lot of people out there that continue reading this and continue to be scared throughout the entire book. That just wasn't me. Doesn't mean I didn't have a good time. Like, I knew what to expect in Mary, so I was desensitized from the scare, but I still enjoyed every time she had screen time. Like, I loved it. I loved it. Moving on to the writing. I thought the writing was done so well, so well. As a YA book, there was things that I did not predict happening, which was kind of interesting because when you read a bunch of YA books, you kind of feel like you know what's going to happen by the end and you're kind of expecting that happy ending. Not to say that this did or did not have a happy ending, but this book I found out is part of a duology. And when I had 20 pages left, I bought the second book on Amazon because I need it. But yeah, so there were things that I did not expect to happen, and I'm not going to go into detail with that because those are spoilers. In terms of the characters, I loved each character for who they were meant to be. I read a lot of Goodreads reviews and people said they could not stand Jess. She's a stereotypical mean girl, and it just like threw off the whole vibes of the book, and they like couldn't get over their hatred for her, so they couldn't read the book. I didn't love Jess either. I thought she was a horrible person. I actually have one of the colors of my tabs for like Jess being a horrible person moments. But Jess was exactly who she was written to be. Jess needed to be this character in order for the events of the book to happen. And I can see how some people would not enjoy that. I respected it. I liked it because Jess was written very well as an unlikable character. You can see her motivations. She's not unlikable for no reason. Not all characters were meant to be likable. And then something happens towards the end of the book, and I think the way that this topic was handled, I'm not going to say what it was because I think it's going to be spoilering, and I don't want to say exactly what kind of event happened that caused these emotions. I don't know, so I kind of feel like it goes without saying, but like, this is a horror book, so probably look up trigger warnings. But anyways, so an event happens, and the way it's dealt with each single character happened so well. And this is one of those things that in a lot of YA books, it's kind of just glanced over, like, oh yeah, this event happened, we're sad about it, we're moving on 5 pages later. But this, like, the way it dealt with it, I just think was phenomenal. I'm really surprised by how much I enjoyed this book. I'm gonna say, in terms of me getting scared, I'm gonna say 3 out of 5 stars for how much I was actually scared, because there were moments throughout the time I was reading this where I was actually scared, and there were times when I had to close my door because my door looks into the hallway, and on the other end of the hallway is a bathroom door with a mirror on the end, so I had to close it to sleep a couple of nights. And there were other times, like, you know, reading the first chapter, I was actually scared, and there were other times where it almost like gave me chills. So yeah, 3 out of 5 stars in terms of scare factor. In terms of how much I actually enjoyed the book, 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. I was not expecting to read a new favorite, but this is definitely added to a new favorite list. So that's gonna be it for today's video. Just a reminder, I'm making a part 2 to this video, and that should be coming out very soon. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.